Welcome back to Racing WA TV for the third here at Kalgoorlie. It's the CD Dodd Handicap over 1,600 metres. And Scott, yes, we know the highlight and the race we're looking forward to is the Kalgoorlie Cup. But this horse here, Secret Attraction, she might be the second best thing because just the way she's been winning here at the KBRC, we haven't seen wins like this in a long time. I dare say since a horse called Pims Royale, who won and was more than competitive in town at Ascot, and she has a similar feel in my opinion.
And that's the thing, when they bought her, she was already a winner in town on a Saturday. She won over 1,800 metres in a graduation at Ascot, so she always looked like she was going to be a wonderful purchase, and she's just getting better and better with racing. Made her the best bet of the last two programs. Now, we got the money the first time. I think she went up around $4 and thought, how good's that? Last start she went up $1.60, and straight away I thought, what have I done here? She jumped $1.24. If you don't think I was nervous, there's nothing worse than making something your best and it gets that short and then they get rolled. You're on a hiding to nothing. So I didn't make it the best today, Lockie, because $1.50 you can do what you want with her. But just having walked through the bookies ring, there are plenty of people out there happy to take $1.50, $1.60.
And if any of your best bets get rolled under $2, first message, Lockie Taylor. Let's have a look at the horses in the yard, and we'll start with Lord Gannicus for Grant Alana Williams, Stevie Parnham in the saddle.
Comes up in my phone, unknown number. Number 1, Lord Gannicus here is the third on this preparation. First up was over 1,000 metres. Thought he did a super job too to get within a length of Bravo Centurion. Second up, he went straight to 1,400, beaten 1.5 by a much-informed Desert Nymph. Now he's out here third up to a mile. There are a couple of horses here on today's program that when nominations came out for this race and weights were released at 3 o'clock on the Tuesday, that a number of horses scratched and then were re-entered as the fields fell away. And I'm pretty confident Lord Gannicus was one of those, so I'm not sure whether they saw the barrier, didn't really want to run, and then got tempted back in the small field. But it has to be kept in mind here that he's drawn wide and he's probably going to do it tough.
The 2 is Excel Train for Dan and Ben Pearce, Brad Parnham in the saddle.
Last start ran third, beaten 3/4 by Desert Nymph. That was on the 21st of September. So the exact same race that Lord Gannicus comes through and beat him by around a length on the line. From barrier number 1, it's a very similar setup to the previous winner, Decoration, and the first winner on today's program, Please Mister. Straight to the front, lead from the inside draw, control, dictate, kick hard into the corner. You never know if XL Train gets the job done here. We're 3 from 3 all the way winners.
The 3 is Manavendra, that is the stablemate of Excel Train, with Chris Parnham in the saddle.
Thought he was a really good effort last start. He comes through the In Good Order and Simply race. We love that form reference, In Good Order, going through the grades nicely for Danny Morton. Simply looking to make his way potentially towards eventually a Perth Cup for Grant and Alana Williams. I'm happy to follow that as the form reference here. I put Manavendra slightly ahead of the stablemate in XL Train.
Here is the 4, Secret Attraction, looking to make it 3 in a line for Peter Fernie and Willie Pike,
who is 2 from 2 in the last couple of runs. The one and only time she was defeated here at Kalgoorlie was first up, no trial, 1,300 metres. Simply got a long way back in a race dominator from the front. Kalita jumped and was running and was all the way winner, and Secret Attraction was the only horse to make any discernible ground late. Then went to a mile, toyed with them, went from into $1.90 late from a high quote of almost $4 in some places, and won it by a length and a half. Then was that $1.60 into $1.24 last start, won it by 5 1/4, and you just have to love the way that Willie Pike rode her with such supreme confidence at the top of the home straight. One actually went past him on the outside in one more for Leo. Clint Johnson-Porter made that move to try and sweep around, and Willie Pike was just kidding to them. When he let her off the bridle, she skipped right away.
It was just a remarkable win, and it's no surprise that she is a very short price favourite, $1.50 now. The 5 is Mountain Ash for Dan Morton and Luke Campbell.
The other speed horse in this race, in fact there's 3 of them. XL Train can go quick, High Pressure can go quick, and Mountain Ash can go quick. So at least here today they should put on a nice genuine tempo, and that might bring a horse like a Secret Attraction in and over the top of them ultimately. But with Luke Campbell's claim, carries only 54 kilos, likely to roll forward and look for probably the breeze.
Here's the 6, Civvy Street, the outsider of the field for Sean and Jake Casey, Keshaw Duran in the saddle.
Has to be, in my opinion, as well. Comes through the same race as Manavendra, was beaten 5 lengths behind that galloper. So if Manavendra's double figures, this horse needs to be a lot bigger than that.
7, High Pressure, steps out to the mile once again here this afternoon for Brett Drury and Lucy Fury.
Has been there once before, and that was when running third in the Tats Cup, beaten a length and a quarter by Uncompromised and Red Cadillac. We know that Red Cadillac's gone on with it since and run some really cheeky races in the Boulder Cup, goes around in today's Kalgoorlie Cup, but I think here today that High Pressure probably sits up on the speed, but ultimately finds a couple of these a little bit too good.
And the last horse we'll take a look at is the 8, Irritable Rodney for Neil Della and Pat Carberry,
who did race here 3 days ago at the Hannon's Handicap meeting. He ran 5th, beaten ridden 2 lengths in a 58 plus. So he comes up in grade, but on the 3-day spin, likely to settle at the back of the field. You would think when the sprint goes on that a few of these will be a bit quicker than him.
Let's have a look at this market where Secret Attraction is our favourite into $1.45. Excel Train is a $6 chance, out from $4.60 at one stage. Lord Gannicus has been easy, $4.20 out to $7.50. Manavendra is $14 into $12. High Pressure, $18 into $16. Mountain Ash is $21 out to $23. Irritable Rodney is $26 out to $34 off the short turnaround from Hannon's Day. And Civvy Street is 50 to 1 out to 80 to 1. So all the rage is this favourite, Scott, Secret Attraction. As you've outlined, 2 leaders so far here today have both saluted. Please missed up in the first, and obviously Decoration in the second. Fought back underneath Don't Wait for Luck to salute over 1760. From a speed perspective, there is a little more speed in this race on paper, however.
There is. XL Train led last start over 1,400 metres. Mountain Ash actually rolls forward in almost all of his races throughout his life. And High Pressure has led at 4 of his last 5. So it'll be interesting to see who actually takes it up early. But considering how the last race was run from barrier number 1, I'd be surprised if XL Train and Brad Parnham were that keen to hand up if they didn't have to.
And that means Secret Attraction just gets that lovely run in behind what looks to be a genuine speed. And from there, I suspect she'll be your on-topper.
Has to be here, Lockie. Do you want to take $1.50? Probably not. But at the same time, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who are thinking about using her as a multiplier through multis or trying to get a little bit of extra money to have a quaddie here this afternoon, something along those lines. But look, Secret Attraction, the way that she won last start by 5 1/4 with 59.5 kilos and going around, let's be honest, in second gear, it's very hard to tip past her. 4 Secret Attraction to make it 3 wins from 4 starts here on the Goldfields. This time next year, she could be a Kalgoorlie Cup horse. I mean, they may have bigger plans for her this time in. They might be looking up at Bunbury Cups, Pinjarra Cups and the like later on in the early parts of next year. But 4 for me, Secret Attraction. 3 Manavendra. I like the way they hit the line last start. We've heard all preparation he was aimed up at a Kalgoorlie Cup. Now, clearly things haven't quite gone to plan with him. He hasn't been at the level that they wanted him to be, and they've had to keep him at the shorter trips. But I thought his last effort behind In Good Order and Simply was very encouraging. 2 XL Train, if he finds the front, doesn't absorb too much pressure from Mountain Ash and High Pressure, he can win this race. And if he does end up leaders back, he's actually got a bit of a turn of foot as well. And 1 Lord Gannicus really struggled to map this horse. I thought Stevie Parnham might be 3 deep, and if he was, he may have to drag a long way back. 4, 3, 2 and 1.
4 Secret Attraction on top for Scott, who is our favourite ahead of race number 3 here at Kalgoorlie. Now into $1.45 Secret Attraction, so they continue to come for this mare, now trained by Peter Fernie with William Pike in the saddle. Excel Train, $7 into $6.50. Lord Gannicus, $4.20 out to $7.50. Manavendra, $14 into $12. And High Pressure is $18 into $17. Scott, this favourite, you touched upon a couple of country cups that she could potentially head towards, and you've also outlined the fact that she's already a winner on a Saturday at Ascot over 1,800 metres. From what you've seen of her throughout her short 14-start career, what's her best asset? And with that in mind, what might be her best trip moving forward?
I think the best asset is she settles, Lockie. It doesn't seem to matter whether the pace is on or whether the pace is off. She came through a fast run 1,300 and she settled under Lucy Fiore, came through a slowly run mile and she settled for Willie Pike. But the most impressive part about her, apart from that, is that the turn of foot. She can just let rip with a turn of acceleration. She hasn't won past 1,800 metres. That was the day she won at Ascot over 1,800 in a graduation. They tried her out over 2,200 and she came to the end of her preparation. I'd love to see her win here today and then Peter Fernie take her to a 66 plus or a 72 plus staying race at Ascot over the next few months, because I'm confident that she'd be measuring up at that grade.
And she is one of a few horses that Peter Fernie and Andrew Ingles have bought off Peter's investments over the last few months, and haven't they had some fun with some cast off horses up here at the KBRC? Just a change of environment for some horses, getting them on a firmer track whilst it's wet and cold at Belmont Park. They have had plenty of fun throughout the last few months.
Well, we can't wait to see Secret Style go around in the last, daughter of Justify. She's gone 4 from 4 since arriving here on the Goldfields. And speaking of more recent purchases from Peter's investments for that combination, on Wednesday they went close to winning a Hannons with Sentimental Hero, and he's only having his 3rd start for Peter Fernie. I'd be shocked if he didn't march on and go to a Northern Cup in a couple of weeks' time, and you'd be brave to say that he couldn't win a race like that.
Would you like to guess the price of Secret Attraction right now, Scott?
I'm going to go short. No, last start she was off the map. So if you were $1.45 a couple of minutes ago, 132, 134.
138. You were close. You were close. She continues to get back despite being at a very, very short quote in race number 3. She looks awfully hard to beat. Hopefully making it 3 in a line for Peter Fernie and Willie Pike in the saddle. There is Mountain Ash joining the line alongside Exel Train. So we'll take this opportunity to hand you upstairs to Darren McCauley for the call of the third here at Kalgoorlie.
Now they've started loading runners in. Mountain Ash followed by the favourite Secret Attraction and Lord Gannicus, $1.38. The Savabeel mare, Secret Attraction, she is absolutely dripping in red figures. Manavendra locked away. So Civvy Street to come forward now in company with High Pressure and Irritable Rodney. So we've got 3 here that remain out behind the stalls at the moment. This is the running of the Dodd Handicap. It's the third on 4X Kalgoorlie Gold Cup Day. And it's dominated here in the market by Secret Attraction. Willie Pike aboard, going for 3 straight wins, going for a 5th in 15. The Savabeel mare. Civvy Street will be the only other runner now required to make its way up toward the gates. They're almost set on this dreamy day. Ideal conditions. They're ready to move. Set to go. Off and racing. And the first to actually move is Excel Train. It won the start clearly. Irritable Rodney back a conspicuous last early. But this is going to lead on its ear in the early stages. Excel Train from High Pressure, Mountain Ash. Secret Attraction pushing up and holding a spot for Pike is 4th. Then Lord Gannicus, Manavendra behind those, Civvy Street, and 4 lengths Irritable Rodney. Over into the back of the course they head. They've left the 1200 behind them. The leader Excel Train gets the company of Mountain Ash, who's gone up now, pulling his way there to sit at the girth of the leader. 1.5 to High Pressure, coasting along, running 3rd. The favourite Secret Attraction 4th. Then Lord Gannicus, followed by Manavendra, Civvy Street, and 2 lengths behind them is Irritable Rodney, who's spotting the leader about 8 lengths head start with 800 to go. They gallop out toward the Charles Street side of the course, and the leader is Excel Train. Making play for Brad Parnham, it's Excel Train who calls the shots in the Dodd. 1/2 to 3/4 Mountain Ash, and then 2.5 to High Pressure. Secret Attraction, the odds-on favourite, back on the inside. Pike is starting to niggle at her. Over on the outside, then being asked to go forward, Lord Gannicus. Manavendra well back. Civvy Street, forget Irritable Rodney. On the point of the turn, they'd straighten for home, and Excel Train with a kick. Secret Attraction, though, has tracked the Dulux and is coming after it very quickly. Around its heels now, Pike goes to work, releases the brakes. Secret Attraction takes Excel Train with 120 to go. Races away now. It starts to extend. Manavendra runs on, but the favourites home and hosed and wins untouched. Secret Attraction, a hat-trick and 5 out of 15. Beat home Manavendra. Excel Train, Civvy Street was next. High Pressure followed by Lord Gannicus. A long margin back to Mountain Ash. And last all of the way, Irritable Rodney. Secret Attraction. Number 4's the winner. 1:35.26 here. They've run for the 1600 on a delightful day. Conditions perfect. 1:35.26, a very good run. And Secret Attraction just tracked up, tonked along the rail to follow the tail of Excel Train before getting around its heels. He had to just work on it to find the bit initially. But once she did, she was then really in overdrive, and the last 150 was ultra impressive, winning by 2 1/4 lengths. 3/4 second and third, and the placings are 4, 3, 2 and 6. The interim numbers 4, 3, 2 and 6. Secret Attraction by Savabeel. She's out of the Reduced Choice Mare Impassioned for Andrew and ZM LA Ingalls, prepared by Peter Fernie and ridden by Willie Pike. So the Fernie stable have come up with a double after the first 3 events on the card. That's Pikey's first for the day. He'll ride the short-priced favourite later on in the Cup. Second, Manavendra by Deepfield from Shintamani. Chris Parnham and Dan and Ben Pearson, XL Train, who attempted to lead from the word go. Stablemate of Manavendra by Spirit of Boom from Citrain. Brad Parnham there in the saddle. The next event, the Tab Touch West Speed Platinum Handicap over 1,400 metres, and it's a field of 8. No changes to come there. 2 1/4, 3/4 in a very good 1:35.26 to the third on the card. Let's go to Lockie Taylor joining us. No surprises there. And this mare by Savabeel, she did exactly what was needed of her and had a bit in hand at the finish.
Absolutely, Darren. That was a very stylish win from Secret Attraction. Makes it 3 in a line, and Peter Fernie joins you now. Pete, that was some win once again. Once she eventually balanced up and got back on the bridle, she put them away with ease.
Yeah, I don't know if it was really suitable coming back to a mile, but we went for the option of the money. Most probably we should have gone to the 1760 the race before, but this one was worth a bit more, and we thought she was good enough. So they had her off the bit a little bit when they straightened, and then she grabbed them late. So she's already placed at 2,200. So I think she's looking for further, but we'll just make a decision whether we give her a break now and see where we go with her. We'll have a chat to Willie and see what he thinks.
That was her 4th start for the preparation under your care, but she didn't have much time between runs before her previous stable and your training style. How's she been, I guess, coping in between runs up here in Kalgoorlie?
She's a beauty. Yeah, really great to handle, eats everything. She's just a lovely little horse.
With that in mind, is the temptation to press on to Ascot and hopefully see her over 2,000 and beyond?
She'll tell us. I'm not in no hurry. She's got a lot of wins in store for next year, so we're just not in no hurry with her.
Big team of horses still today. What's the best from Peter Fernie's yard?
I actually like a couple of roughies. I don't mind Can't Be Done. I reckon they're going to run a play. He could run a place, and Dance of Thunder could run a place.
Luke, your son, he saddles up Ripcord at Flemington. Have you spoke to him this morning? How's he travelling?
Yeah, he's a bit nervous. He said the hazes have been fantastic to him, so he's pretty sorted over there. They've been really showing a lot of hospitality to him. Got to get that out, Lockie. Not used to saying big words.
Hospitality is the one you're after. Well done on the win.
Thanks, Lockie.
There's Peter Fernie after the win of Secret Attraction, a mare who is just flying through the grades. And here's Willie Pike catching up with Scotty.
Willie Pike joins us now. Pikey, she went around a short price, but on a day like this where the first 2 leaders have really kicked hard off the corner, looked like that's the way that Brad Parnham wanted to ride the race too.
Yeah, that's right. It's nice when you get to follow good riders. They sum up the conditions and make all the moves that you would probably try to do yourself. Credit to them for trying to make something happen. I'm just lucky I'm on a horse that's going through its grades well.
And we probably say this with all due respect to the rest of the field there, but the 2 horses that she's just beat are from Perth. It looks like that's where she belongs in time.
Yeah, well, I think, I'll leave that part up to Peter Fernie. He knows what he's doing. He puts them through their grades. He'll bring her to town and she'll account for herself really well.
Boulder Cup day, it was a brilliant win by Starry Heights. Back-to-back in the Cup, can he go it?
Yeah, I think he can. Obviously, we're probably pretty short in the market again. That'd suggest we can, but just the conditions of the day, and yet again, I'll expect some of the riders there to at least try and make the race theirs at some point. So I'll have to be on my A game. It's no given. We still have to earn it.
Welcome back to summer. It's time for the sunscreen. Well done, mate.
Cheers.
There's Willie Pike combining with Peter Fernie and Secret Attraction to take out the 3rd here at Kalgoorlie. On the other side of the break, we'll be off to Mora to look at the horses in the yard for race number 1, where Alex Blahos is your caller. He'll be calling all the action.